Welcome to Less Than 12 Parsecs, the fastest Star Wars podcast in the galaxy. Now here's your host, Tim McMahon.
Your connection to the Force allows you to see in ways others cannot. If you can see yourself, you will never be truly blind.
Well, the third season of Star Wars Rebels premiered last night, and as a Star Wars podcaster, I feel obligated to give my review of the show. Honestly, I'm not a great reviewer/critic, because when I watch something, my initial review is not much more than a gut reaction. I like that. But that part was a bit dull. You know, basic thoughts like that. It takes me multiple viewings and hours of intense thought to put into words why I feel the way I do about something. But hey, since this is only a 2-minute show, maybe I'll be okay with just a gut reaction. Let's give this a shot. Okay, spoiler alert. Stop now if you haven't seen the episode. You've been warned. The first thing that I walked away with was, wow, Ezra is angry. But I was trying to figure out why he was angry. Yes, he's been playing with the Sith hologron, but that wouldn't make someone angry, would it? It would just amplify and intensify their anger. Is Ezra angry because Kanan has been a bit distant since his blinding? Is that enough to really tick him off? To me, not really, but to a 16-year-old, yeah, probably. Still, that reasoning seems a little shallow to me. It makes Anakin's anger in Attack of the Clones seem much more reasonable and understandable in comparison. Speaking of teenagers, Ezra in this episode actually reminded me of Harry Potter in The Order of the Phoenix. Harry was very angry in that book. And teens can go through a bit of an angry phase in their development. As the parent of a teenager, I know. Trust me, I know. Makes me wonder, though, just how many Jedi Padawans turn to the dark side simply due to hormones. Another part of this episode that struck me was the introduction of the Bendu, masterfully voiced by the 5th Doctor, Tom Baker. There's more to the Force than just Jedi and Sith, and it's nice to see that in canon. But every now and then, an element will be introduced to the Star Wars universe that works great in the medium it's used in, such as cartoons, comics, or novels, but, in my opinion, would not work so well in film. To me, film is the core of Star Wars, the DNA, the heart and soul, and I felt like the Bendu was an example of this. To me, it felt more like Never-Ending Story than Star Wars, in its design and execution. That said, I hope this character sticks around to train Kanan. I feel like Kanan needs guidance just as much as Ezra does. And finally, we have to talk about the big blue elephant in the room, Thrawn. As someone who read all the old EU novels, it was great to see him again. But I'm a fan of the concept of show don't tell. In this episode, we're told that Thrawn is great, and yes, we will be shown how great he is as the season progresses. I just wish he had started off with more of a bang. I know, this is a very minor complaint to make, but it's just how I felt. My gut reaction and all, you know. That said, I have all confidence that Filoni and the Lucasfilm gang will treat our favorite Grand Admiral properly. This episode set up the coming season nicely. We saw the path Ezra is on, we saw Kanan's struggles, we were introduced to the big new baddie, and we saw more alliance building by the rebels. Hey, bonus points for the shout out to General Dodonna. To hear my predictions of where the season is going to go, check out episode 813 of Star Wars 7x7. Alan Voivod recently asked for some crystal ball gazing, and he used my opinion on the show. Have a listen. There are links in the show notes. So, what did you think? Good start or great start? What's next? I want to hear your opinion too. Email me at 12parsecs.podcast@gmail.com or connect to me on social media. I hope to hear your thoughts. Utini!
Break off your attack and allow them to escape with their meager reward.
You've been listening to Less Than 12 Parsecs, the fastest Star Wars podcast in the galaxy, part of the expanded Fandomverse network of shows. For links and show notes, visit our website, 12parsecsPodcast.com. Follow Less Than 12 Parsecs on Twitter at 12parpod, on Instagram at 12parsecsPodcast, on Tumblr at 12parsecsPodcast, and find us on Facebook as well. And please let us know what you think. Email us at 12parsecsPodcast@gmail.com.